Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Why am I repeating everything more than once? Let's see. Adjust that. Adjust this. There we go. Discord. We need some music, don't we? Let's see. Here. Oh, that's a nice one. Copy that. Uh, my eyes always water. Sup? What's up, Steve? How you doing, man? I saw you just posted your latest project. Stream volume is super low, just to let you know. Is it low right now for you when I'm talking? Is it better now? Is it worse? The same? It looks like, I mean, on my side, the audio, the levels look fine. They look normal. It is. I have to put you on 80 when normally watch stuff at like 30. Huh. That's weird. Okay, one sec. Let me. Normally I set the music at that level. And then let's see, my microphone. Let's see, I'll turn that up just a little bit. Test. Is that any better? A little better? Maybe? No? Yay? Why is the camera mirrored, by the way? I just fucking around with settings today. Flipped it. Way better? Okay, awesome. Yep. Then I'll hang out here. But if it gets to be too loud, let me know. I don't want to peek on you guys. Audio is weird, right? I mean, audio is really complex because there's lots of what do you call it? There's lots of different ways to tweak it, and then not only can the person generating the audio tweak it, but then the person listening can tweak it too. Which is, yeah, just a lot of layers to the onion. Hey, Victor, how are you? Good to see you guys. I saw Steve1E, you figured out SQLite in Go. I'm guessing you figured out some sort of Like ORM? Do they have like an ORM for SQLite? Yeah, super easy to use. Nice. So I'm looking at your looking at your GitHub repo right now, actually. Steven, I'm good, bro. What about you? Yeah, man. Just hanging out, getting our day started. My wife, everyone in my house is on spring break right now. So my kids are in their room playing video games and being kids. My wife ran out to get her haircut this morning. So she'll come back looking all fine. And yeah, and I'm just working. Like basically the second half of Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays now, my week right now are basically just all coding. But it's not like crazy. It's not like really interesting stuff. It's writing automated tests, but it's fun because it's much better than doing manual testing. Manual testing gets kind of rote, especially like I've worked at the company I've worked at now for almost 5 years, and I know our software pretty freaking well. Like I'd be willing to bet I'm a foremost expert on planet Earth on OnSpring. And so, yeah, sometimes it gets a little rote doing the manual stuff. So it looks like the package you use to interact with the database is database SQL. Is that right, St1e? There's a database. So it looks like you define some structs to represent the tables. Oh, and then you're just executing raw SQL, huh? db.execute create table. Yeah, you just straight up raw SQL. But I'm guessing that you need a driver for SQLite 3. Like you mean you just need SQLite 3 installed on your machine? Is that what you mean? I'm wondering if that SQLite package does anything fancy to protect against like injection and stuff, right? Because you are wrapping it like db.exec, db.query. Like I'm sure there's some good stuff going on. Did you get it cut? Do you like it? What?
It's a little shorter than what.
I think it was good.
It was like out here.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna wanted it like. But I also think it's how she styled it. If she kind of curled them.
I think it was good.
She didn't wash my hair though.
Are you gonna wash it now? No, I'm streaming, but
I will. It's just yesterday I probably should have washed my hair, but I didn't want to wash it and then her wash it, so I didn't. And then because my hair was straight, she let it dry.
the dilemma. To wash or not to wash.
And then I was like, ooh, she's got fingers in the greasy.
I'm sure it wasn't that big of a deal.
It made me cringe so hard.
Sorry guys, my wife just got home, so I was talking to her. Let's see. Hey dude, I get confused in this. How many time zones are there in the USA? What the fuck is daylight savings time? Victor, I live in the US and I don't think I could tell you what daylight savings time is. It's basically just twice a year you either spring forward an hour or you fall back an hour. How many time zones are in the US? I think continental US there's like 4. Like there's Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific. I think those are the 4 continental ones. But obviously, there's Hawaii, which it has a time zone that I have no idea what it is. I don't. I would guess Alaska's in specific time zone, but I don't honestly know. Steve, I could create a separate .sql file, but why would I? Yeah, yes, and also you need to get and import a driver. Are you saying you need to import a driver into your Go app? Like that's what your database /SQL is the driver to talk to SQLite? Hey Pablo, how are you, man? Good to see you. Well, that's awesome, Stewie. I'm glad you got to do what you set out to do. Time I do some math. Math for what? For school? Pablo, I gotta work today. I've been putting off stuff for the entire week. Yeah, man, you don't want to you don't want to procrastinate too much. Shit piles up. I feel like that was like my biggest advice to anybody who's ever gone to college, like done university, is like you need to make sure you do a little bit every day. You know, don't procrastinate because you get buried quick in school. I mean, work can be that way too, but I felt like it was particularly true in college. It felt very easy to get overwhelmed. ADHD and procrastination are closely related. LOL. Yeah, yeah. My wife kind of like self-diagnoses as maybe having some ADHD, and she procrastinates. Neo, yo, what's up, Neo? How are you? Pickles, greetings, handsome. Have a blessed day. Hey, Pickles, good to see you, man. I don't think I've ever actually gone to this guy's channel before. Let me go to his channel. I'm just curious. That profile pic is just. There's got to be a more becoming profile pic out there. Pablo, I'm self-diagnosed as well, but like 99% sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I feel like I feel like there's not anything wrong with you kind of picking up on personality traits and behavioral cues, right? Trying to better understand yourself. What?
The doctor diagnosed. It's not just
You think it's on your medical record? Just untreated? Victor, hey dude, listen, I feel you are not being supported by algorithms, so I told people to come watch your stream, support you in Shrudi's Discord. Hope it's okay. All the best for your journey. Of course, man. Yeah, there's nothing against that at all. You're welcome to I mean, I appreciate it. I don't though get too hung up on the whole algorithm thing. Like I said, I say this like every day, but like if I woke up tomorrow and I went back to having just 2 subscribers, all would still be well in the world. St1E back in 15 minutes. Okay, St1E, see you, man. Pablo, if it's on the medical record, you can get drugs that make you work like a neurotypical. Self-diagnosed gets you free jokes about yourself. Yeah, I don't know. She said, I guess her doctor definitely diagnosed her with it, but didn't feel she needed to be treated for it, I guess. Or maybe that she was managing it on her own, okay? So that's, but yeah. Yeah, procrastination, that's a thing. It's a thing. I'll be interested to see how my kids are, you know? Because I see a lot of my personality traits. I see a lot of her personality traits. So it'll be interesting to see as they grow up. Genetics are wild, man. I tell you, as a parent, like, I mean, I took genetics in school, you know? I mean, I was a biochem major, so lots of science. But, like, to actually live through the impacts of DNA, right? Like, through your kids, it's just wild. Pablo, I manage well on my own, but I sometimes feel like I could do with a bit of help focusing. It's inherited. Yeah, well, I don't doubt that either, Pablo. Like, that must be incredibly frustrating at times to, like, know that you need to settle in and kind of lock in, but feel unable to. Victor, dude, I love small creators like you because you guys, the knowledge and advice is top of the charts, even if you have 5 or 6 watching. Well, I appreciate that, Victor. I basically just try to show up here the same way I would show up if we were hanging out in a coffee shop or in the office. I try to just be the same person I would be there here online. That's been my approach the whole time I've made content on the internet. I've tried to just kind of, I don't really like that idea of having 2 personas, like one for IRL and one for your online life. That never really, I don't know. I just never really fucked with that. So yeah, man, if you show up here and hang out, you're just going to get me just like I would be in real life. Some of my advice may not be good. Some of it might be bad, but it's me, that's for sure. There's a lot of good creators out there on YouTube. I thought about making a video about that, like my top 5 favorite tech creators. Pablo, most of the time, if you have it, your kids will have it. Yeah, it's kind of funny because I remember when my wife went to the doctor for the first time, and he had mentioned that maybe she had that. That then we started like paying closer attention to some of like her dad's behaviors, and we were like, you know what, her dad probably has it too. Yeah, you just don't, I mean, you just kind of, as a person, like, you kind of like live your whole life thinking like everything is so non-deterministic. Like, you think that like it's all your own agency, right? But there's probably a lot of things we do, and things we say, things we believe, things we think, behaviors we have that are really, they have sort of biological, genetic, deterministic component to them. Yeah, exactly. um, yeah, I think if you have Pablo, like, yeah, I see they retracted the message, but yeah, I think if you, I don't think there's anything wrong with medication. I had a professor, my advisor. He was my advisor in college, Dr. James Donaldson. Um, he was my. He's a. I think he still teaches there at the school I went to college at. But he was my advisor, and um, but he, so I he was my advisor, so I saw him quite a bit. But I also took a lot of classes from him, and he would always start all his classes every semester, whatever, fall, spring, summer, whatever. But he would always start each class by just, I think it was a way to try to normalize it, I think is what he was trying to do. It wasn't like a cry me a river type of thing. It was just a thing about like, hey, I have anxiety and depression, and um, life was really difficult for a while until I got help, and now life is much easier. And so if you, so he would always, I think he was just trying to normalize it for people to let them know that like, hey, this is totally a normal thing, right? Mental health, and you should take care of that mental health, and life gets a lot easier after you do that. And as a young 20 something year old kid, 18, 19, 20-year-old kid, I always really appreciated that. I thought that was always really cool of him to do that. And I'm sure it had an impact on some people that took classes from him. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the drugs definitely can be dangerous, so you definitely want medical supervision, but I think it's a good thing that the world is trying to move towards a much more destigmatized view of mental health. Pablo, I'll be back in a second. Have a cool meal. Yeah, Pablo, do you, man? Don't even don't even worry about it. What's up, bro? Oh, on the PlayStation Plus thing? You need me to sort it out again? Okay, I can come do that. Yeah, I think I am gonna change it to a 12-month subscription because doing it every month is kind of a pain in the butt. I'll fix it up though for you. Yeah. Uh huh. I like it. Okay, that sounds good. I like that plan. Okay. Christopher Willie, what you doing? I'm just talking to you guys, man. I'm working and talking to you guys. It's like if you're familiar with like office hours, right? Like if you ever went to university or college, um, it's just basically an office hour. It's just like open time to come and hang out and chat, ask questions if you got any, commiserate. Let's see, Victor. Don't you have auto pay there? We do have auto pay, but so that was who I was talking to was my son. He was asking me about his PlayStation subscription. They got PlayStation 5s for Christmas, and so they have PlayStation Plus or PlayStation Premium, whatever that is. But the way the parental control is set up is stupid. So basically, the family account has like a wallet, and the child accounts have spending limits that you set, and the child's purchases come out of your family wallet, but there's no way to automatically load the family wallet on a recurring basis. So it's kind of dumb. Xbox is completely different. It doesn't work like it. Xbox has it figured out. I don't know why Sony set it up that way, but it's a really bad parental control system. Let's see, dude asking like, how do you propose? I like a girl. How do I tell her? Oh, just tell her, man. Just be nice and straight up about it. Um, be a gentleman about it. Just yeah. I mean, you don't have to. Don't make a bigger deal out of it is than it is. Just be like, hey, I like you. I think you're pretty. I'd like to spend time with you. And be fully prepared that might not be reciprocal. Prepare yourself ahead of time. In fact, go into the conversation expecting it's not reciprocal, and then you won't be devastated when it isn't. But yeah, I mean, obviously, this is coming from a guy who met his wife when he was 15. So my my dating acumen is pretty low. But yeah, I don't think I just wouldn't build it up bigger in your head than what it is, you know. And if they don't reciprocate, it's not a reflection on you. There's a lot of fish in the sea. A lot of fish in the sea. You met your wife? Yep, I did. I guess I haven't told that story in a while. That was probably several weeks ago. The last person who asked me about that. Yeah, she's 2 years older than me. We're high school sweethearts. I met her when I was 15. She was 17. We dated for a long time. Got married in 2015. So yeah, we've been together. I've been with her longer than I've been without her at this point. It's pretty crazy. Excuse me. Yeah, I almost feel like I was talking about the whole Sony parental control thing issue. Like this is an example of where it's like I would really like to find out whoever the product manager is of that, right? Like if I could go on LinkedIn and search for like parental controls product manager Sony or something, and I wish I could just like have a conversation with them and be like, look, I get it. Sony's a big company. You guys can't change things on a dime, but let me just tell you my experience using this feature set. Steve I'm back. What's up, Steve? How are you doing? Good to see you, man. I guess good to see you again. Victor, what's Postgres and SQLite? I know SQL, it's a DBMS language. They're just SQL databases, relational stores. SQLite is stored on the disk, right? So it's just a file that's persisted to disk. And then Postgres is its whole own thing, right? And they both have like pluses and they both have like pros and cons, right? I would put Postgres more in the well, I mean, I guess that's not really fair. I mean, people scale with SQLite, right? Like people push SQLite pretty far in terms of capability. Um, yeah, but they're both just ways to store relational data using SQL, and then you query it and manage it with SQL. I think Postgres and SQLite have a little differences in some of their SQL syntax. And like Postgres has plugins and things. I'm not actually sure. I think SQLite might have plugins and things too. I haven't gone deep enough down those rabbit holes. But yeah, I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't get too hung up in like what's the big difference, right? I mean, if you just know the relational stores and you know SQL, you'd be good. I personally feel like if you can use SQLite, like if you can get away with using SQLite for whatever you're doing, why not? It simplifies the whole thing so much, right? You don't have to set up a separate instance of Postgres. You don't have to figure out where you're going to host it. You don't have to keep up with maintaining it. It's like a whole thing, right? It's just one more piece of complexity. But sometimes you can't get away from that, right? Like you have to do that. I was saying yesterday, like I'd still like to try, like at some point I'd like to try building an application where there's like a central SQLite database, which is maybe where like I store my users and maybe some centralized configurations, like basic identity information and things like that, and then each user gets their own SQLite database on disk. I don't really know. I mean, basically, each user would like have a connection string, which would be the path to the SQLite database, and then you'd create a context that uses that SQLite file for whenever and then you just have to figure out who's the user making the request, right? Or who's the logged in user, who's the active user. But I actually migrated an app recently from Postgres to SQLite, and it was simplified the whole thing a lot. Persistence to disk mean it basically just I guess what I more mean is like because that's probably a bad term, because like Postgres persists data to disk too, right? Like where else does it live? I guess what I mean is SQLite a SQLite database is basically a single file, right? And so you can literally like if you have a SQLite database, right? It's stored in this folder in this directory. You can literally just copy that file, put it on a thumb drive, carry it to another computer, right? And boom, your database was moved, right? It's like that simple, that easy, right? That to move your database around, it's just the file. Whereas, right, like with Postgres, there's a lot more going on there, right? You're gonna have to do like a PG dump and the PG import, and it's just not. There's a lot more complexity. And Victor, let me just I should preface everything I'm saying by like I am not like a database administrator or like database experts. This is purely just me opining based on like my own path of using these technologies, like things I've used them for, what I know about them from using them, but I, take what I say with a grain of salt, uh, okay. I was trying to figure out the disoriented. Hey Steven, how are you? I'm doing good, man. It's been a minute. How are you? I'm doing well. We're just over here living our best lives, you know, or trying to live our best lives. But yeah, it's been a while. No, I do remember you, man. How are you doing? I remember you well enough to know it's been a minute. Maddox, good morning / noon. I just did an interview for another EMS agency. I think it will. Well, that's awesome, Maddox, man. I'm happy for you, dude. Maddox, are you a paramedic based here in the States or are you abroad? Jask Rat. Yo, bro, you remember me? I do. I do. It's funny is like the last time you were here on stream or in the stream chatting, you asked me that same question. I do my best to remember you guys, especially those of you who come back across multiple streams. I mean, I know the internet can be such an anonymous and faceless place, but I try to look at it like, you know, yeah, there's a person behind each one of these messages, each one of these accounts, right? There's a real human being. And so I try to behave accordingly. What's up? Nothing. Just it's Thursday. Family's on spring break. Everybody's here in the house. Kids are playing games. I'm working. It's good, man. Maddox, I'm in Indiana, Kentucky. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, well, that's very cool, man. I'm glad. I mean, the whole EMS world, right? Emergency medicine in general, it's just such an intense career field. So I hope you land someplace you like and are happy with and enjoy, you know? And I appreciate the work you do too. I tell my kids that all the time. Like we, you know, knock on wood, you know, we've been very lucky since we've had our kids that you know, our family in general hasn't had much contact with, you know, emergency medical first responders, you know. But I tell my kids all the time after working in the ER for all those years that you know, that we should be very thankful that there are people like you know, people like emergency medicine doctors, nurses, ICU people who, you know, they go to school, they learn all this stuff, they kind of work crappy hours, right? They work really long and hard hours. But man, is it when we need you guys, do we appreciate you more than ever, right? So yeah, thank you for the work you do. Polkit Pal DevOps. What do you mean, man? DevOps. What do you mean? Victor, what's the difference, by the way, SQL, MySQL, Datagrip, etc., like Oracle, Redis? Well, I mean, SQL, MySQL, I'm not sure what Datagrip is. So, I mean, SQL, MySQL, right? SQL is the language, right? The query language, structured query language. MySQL is like another implementation for a SQL store, like Postgres, like MariaDB. Is it MariaDB? I think MariaDB is a SQL store too. What else? SQLite, right? Redis is more of a key value store. It's not really a structured relational store. Most people use Redis for like simple key value stores, caching. A lot of people use Redis for caching. Yeah. Backyard Gamer, hey man, how's it going? It's going good. It's going good. Maddox, I used to be a truck driver, 2016 to 2019. I've been to 47 out of the 50 states. I used to run out of Olathe with the company I worked for. Oh, nice. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, that's awesome, man. You've been all over the place. Victor, by the way, is between and Datagrip is what I think an IDE from JetBrains. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I never used those products. I like JetBrains, but never used that stuff. You know any good GUI For SQLite for Windows, I do, because when I started to screw around with SQLite, when I did that migration, there's actually, so the one that I really enjoyed using and used the most is there's a SQLite Explorer like plugin for VS Code that I use quite a bit. There is another one I downloaded. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't think I have it on this computer. Where's my other computer? It's all the way over there. It's 10 steps that way. That's too far. Let me see if I can find the. This was it right here. It's called SQLite Browser. Stewie, I just put the link in the chat. This was the one I used, and I thought it was really handy. I mean, it's crazy, but like once you use SQLite and it's like, oh, I have a database represented by a file, and I can just have like I can just have like this application read that file, and I have structured data stored in this one single file. It feels kind of magical, don't it? It really does. C1E, thank you very much. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the one I used outside of VS Code, but then VS Code does have a plugin that I use quite a bit. And that, I mean, obviously that was before I switched over to NeoVim. But I mean, obviously you could still use VS Code if you just wanted to use that to view the database. Backyard Gamer, what's up, man? What are you working on today? I am working. So I'm writing automated tests at the moment in TypeScript using Playwright. Disoriented. I remember that you mentioned you're a web dev. So my question is, what should a person who's trying to be a web dev learn other than HTML, CSS, and JS? What would be best to learn after these three? So it depends on what you want to build, Disoriented. But if all you want to build is just static websites, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is enough, right? You just want to build like brochure sites, marketing sites. That'll get you there. If you want to do anything more complex, you want to do, kind of a full-blown web application or a SaaS platform, or you want to do anything with like the ability for users to log in, log out, that type of thing, then you really, after you learn those three technologies, you're going to need to make sure that you know how to write JavaScript on the server, right? So you're going to need to learn a little bit about Node or Deno or Bun. Take your pick of what runtime you want to use, but you're going to want to know something about a JavaScript server runtime, some sort of JS runtime that works on the server. And then you're also going to want to know about some sort of ability to persist data. So I would probably learn, you probably can't go wrong learning about SQL, right? You can't go wrong with learning about how to work with some sort of SQL database. So maybe you learn about Node, and maybe you learn about SQLite, right? And then that would kind of give you kind of a full stack, right? That would allow you to write rich front ends, have code that runs on the server, persist data over time, and that's basically what you need to build an application. Stewie, thank you very much. Stewie, SQLite as well. Yep. And so Stewie stole the words right out of my mouth. So that's probably where I would start, where I would go, right? Is like if you've got those front end technologies down, make sure you understand how you would work with JavaScript on the server, and then make sure you understand how you would persist data into some sort of database. And most of the time, most people aren't working directly against the database. Most people nowadays are using some sort of object relational mapper. Most people aren't writing SQL statements to manage their data from their application. Most people are using something like Prisma, or if you're in the MongoDB world, you're probably using Mongoose. So, Victor, hey dude, I'm going to install Arch on my dual boot external drive. Wish me luck. Yeah, Victor, good luck. I've never done anything like that, so good luck, man. I'm sure there will be problems. And you will troubleshoot them and overcome them, and that's what it's all about. Ahmad, do you experience with the free Codecamp curriculum for learning? I do, Ahmad. I am a product of the free Codecamp curriculum. I would love for Quincy Larson one day to ask me to come on the podcast. He has a podcast. I would love to be on his podcast to talk about it because I do owe them so much for the knowledge I have today. Like the fact that I've been able to the fact that I have the title senior quality engineer at work is largely because of the learnings I got from Free Code Camp and the foundation that built that launched me to be able to learn more things and acquire other skills. So Ahmad, email him. Yeah, I don't know. I feel I'm so bad at self promotion. You're right. I should send him an email. I shouldn't send him an email in a self promoting way. I should just send him an email as like, hey, I just wanted to say thank you, right, for building Free Code Camp. Pablo, Drizzle ORM. Yeah, Drizzle. I've never used Drizzle. The only ORMs I've used in the JavaScript ecosystem have been Prisma and Mongoose. I don't think I've used anything else besides that. Victor, if you just send a thank, yeah, Pablo, 100%. Just send a thanks. I'm gonna do it right now. How about that? I'm gonna do it right now. Although I feel like I should like spend some time and write a better email, a good email. But yeah, I'll send him I should definitely do that. Send him an email and say thank you. I've tagged him on Twitter before in posts. Like when I got my promotion at work, I tagged him in a Twitter post and was like, he never responded or liked it or anything, but I'm sure he gets tagged in a lot of shit. You know, the number of people who have benefited from that. Try Drizzle, 100% would recommend since you enjoy TS. Yeah, I do enjoy TS. Okay, yeah, I'll give Drizzle a try next time I have something. It's weird though. It's weird because every time I want to build a backend, I always end up in C#. But I should come up with some sort of project that has a backend that I can do in TypeScript. Victor, no, dude, I want to learn. Steve1E is trying to save you pain, but I get it, Victor. Sometimes we all want to, sometimes you just want to go down the path yourself. Pablo, whenever you need a DB, yeah, for sure. Ahmad, thank you. I will tell him in the staff meeting on Monday. Oh, Ahmad, you work with Free Code Camp? That's awesome, dude. That's cool that you're here in the stream, dude. Yeah, man, I'm so grateful to Free Code Camp. Everything they've built and the community they put together over there on the forums, it's just, I shill out for a Free Code Camp for sure. Every time people show up in my stream or a comment on something, I always point them that way. So yeah, if you could pass along the thank yous, I'd appreciate it. Pablo, MCP, yeah, that might be a good. Although Pablo, have you seen that server repo, that MCP server repo? It is exploded. There are so many MCP servers. It's unbelievable. There's an MPC server for like just about every popular piece of technology you can think of. It's crazy. SQLite, Postgres. They got an S3 one. It's crazy. Disoriented. Thank you, Steven. It can be overwhelming sometimes, but I know I'll eventually get there. Yes, disoriented. It can be overwhelming. Stick with it, man. Stick with it. Just one day at a time, right? You don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a rush. Do a little bit every day. Because it's a marathon, right? You're never gonna not be learning. And there's never not gonna be a period where you feel like, God, I can't keep up with all the new stuff that's happening. Because that's just the nature of technology, it seems. So yeah, stick with it, man. Pablo, we are all free code camp shill. Oh, my girlfriend is going through it at her. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, we are. We should be because they free code camp deserves it. They really do. Um, that actually would be like there's a couple things in my life that I want to do in terms of generosity. One of them is I want to get to a point where I can like go to a couple different emergency rooms during the holidays, like Thanksgiving, Christmas here in the States, and I want to be able to just buy the whole department like lunch and dinner, just as like a thank you, because just because I have a close personal connection, having worked in that field for a little bit in college, and have a really big appreciation for the people who do that work. But then the other thing I want to do that's kind of in that same vein of like charity or generosity is I want to be able to make a significant donation to Free Code Camp. One day when my small little family of four doesn't need all the dollars we can earn. LOL, I know, right? You saw one. There are like 7. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I actually shared that repo with a couple of my coworkers that are working on some AI stuff that we have going on. Because I was like, guys, look at this crate. Because we looked at it when it originally launched. Because we thought, well, is there a way we could use this in our implementations? And but it was, it just, I mean, obviously it was in a nascent state. And so then I sent that repo to them recently, and they couldn't believe how it had taken off. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, pretty wild. Here's something people don't know a lot about. And there's probably some actual developers in the chat who can confirm this. But like, it's so funny to me that like non-technical people kind of think that like devs have like a magic button to like fix bugs. Like they think like there's like some like they think like every application has like a magical backend screen that anytime there's a problem, like developers can just go to the screen and be like, that's why it happened. Let me go and fix that, right? And it's kind of crazy, but like the only way a lot of times you can fix bugs is you have to expend the energy to get the application into the state that produces the error, right? And that a lot of times is the majority of the effort to fix something, right? Is figuring out what the state of the app is to produce that occurrence. And then once you can reproduce that reliably, right? It's much more a straight path forward in most cases to a fix. Yeah, I don't know. That was something I didn't really, even before I worked on the product side of the house, I didn't really think about a lot. I just assumed that there was like all this observability and logging and like, and I'm sure in some systems there is, but I'm sure in some systems there is, but I'm guessing in a lot there isn't. And so like as the person in the quality chair, there's actually a huge value in being able to reliably reproduce bugs, like to chase down bugs and write good bug tickets with good reproduction steps. Tips with me, bro. What's up, bro? Tips with me. That's the first time I've seen you in my chat. So thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. WIM. I have no idea what that abbreviation is, man. You'll have to forgive me. I'm a 31-year-old father of 2. So my internet, I try to stay up on the internet slang, but I'm not always up to speed. You have to be patient with me. Excuse me. Excuse me. I've got a few more minutes here, guys, and then I actually have a meeting I've got to run to, but yeah. So if you're new here, like usually when I say like office hour, I literally mean like an hour. But I don't know. I feel like I should say that so that I don't like abruptly leave people hanging. But I've probably got another 5-ish minutes or so, and then I've got to dip. Victor, do you game? I do, Victor. I haven't gamed much. My main game is Call of Duty, and so actually, I've been thinking I need to start to dust off some of the rust because Verdansk comes back on April 3rd, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna try to get my old squad together and get on there and try to relive our glory days from the, that was like peak pandemic memories. I mean, for all the bad things that were going on in the world during the pandemic. Running around Verdansk with my friends was a lot of fun. So, but yeah, that's probably. And then I play Fortnite. My boys, I have 2 boys. They play Fortnite quite a bit, so I'll play with them occasionally. Victor, want to try something new? Yeah, sure, man. I'm always up. Although I play on console, I don't play on the PC. Just as a heads up, so I'm always up to try something new. But I don't know if some stuff's not available on console, so I figure I'd just preface your recommendation with that constraint. I never had a PC so good which could run Warzone. Yeah, I have PCs that can run games, and I've tried being a PC gamer, and it just hasn't taken. I grew up on the sticks. I grew up on consoles, and that's where I shall remain for now. Even running PC games with a controller, it feels different. It's not the same. The game I play is available on all platforms. Nice. Yeah, man. Shoot it. Put it in the chat. I'm sure me and others would be for sure interested. Oh, I should also say, since I'm getting to the end of the stream, if you guys are interested in interacting or hanging out outside of streams or outside of my content on my channel, there is a Discord link in my channel description. So if you want to join our Discord, you are more than welcome. No trolls are welcome, though. I will immediately boot the trolls, but oh, that's cool, Pablo. I just saw your message in the coding channel, actually, Pablo. The database.build. Did I see this on... I think I might have... Oh, yeah, I have an account. I have an account on this. This is like an app that lets you talk to an LLM to build your database schema, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's very cool. It's a little old. It's called Brawlhalla. Pretty famous. Even online is pretty good and famous too. Okay, cool, man. Oh, I actually think, didn't you mention that last night, right? Or, yeah, yesterday evening you mentioned Brawlhalla. So, yeah, I'll put that on the list to give it a go. Faux show. I was actually pretty productive while we were chatting. I'm always surprised at my ability to actually run my mouth and write code at the same time. Yeah, you did. Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, that's an hour for me. For those of you who maybe that just showed up, I apologize. This bad timing, but I've got to run to a meeting for the day job. So I appreciate you guys hanging out and chatting with me. I will probably be back about 2 o'clock. No, about 3 o'clock Central Standard, because I have normally I would try to aim for a 2 o'clock stream, but I have another meeting. So yeah, about 3 o'clock Central Standard, I'll probably be back on to actually work on some side projects and actually write some code. So between now and then, I hope you guys have a good part of your Thursday. And if I don't see you again, I hope your Thursday's great. And if I don't see you for the rest of the week, I hope your weekend's good and all's well. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in another stream, another video, another short, maybe in the Discord. If you join the Discord, I'll see you over there. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to y'all later. See ya.